Aloha and welcome to Soul Vacation Online Retreat with Lucky. I'm Lucky, and we have Maureen and Leticia here. And before we get started, I wanted to show you my view here on Maui. I love it. This is outside of my condo. Get a nice ocean view. Have a nice breeze. Trade winds breeze. I'm going to shut the doors so we can hear better. I'm blessed to live right on the water, so I always like that as inspiration. So if you like the view, come on over. Maui is love to.
We will come. I've never been to Hawaii.
I was when I was 18, and that was what, 50 years ago, maybe? Yeah. But it was beautiful.
It's here waiting for you. So, Leticia, where are you currently located?
I'm in San Diego, California, and I've been here for 15 years, and I've only lived in Southern California. Yep.
Southern Cowgirl, very good. And Maureen, where are you currently located?
I'm currently in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm kind of a vagabond. I've been mostly northern girl, Pacific Northwest, Atlantic Northeast, and Midwest Chicago. So I've been all over the place. Kind of funny. And yeah, that's it. I'm an old lady. I'm a retired teacher, and I don't know what else to say.
Down at heart. I love it. Well, each of us this morning did our retreat, our personal retreat at our separate locations. And we're coming together now to share about that experience. And so I'm excited to hear any obstacles that you overcame during your retreat and any aha moments. And you can talk about anything you want to share with us that would be helpful for other people to hear. The retreat was structured as a 4-hour retreat, which you can maybe vary that, which is totally fine. So the different hours, there were 4 hours. They're broken up into hours, involved meditation and wandering around outside and looking at things and reading something spiritual, listening to something nourishing, spending a little bit of time visualizing your ideal life, self-care, whatever that looked like, taking a nice hot bath. And don't forget the important parts, taking care of our body, eating and resting. So, Leticia, why don't you go first and just
drinking water.
Drinking
self-care.
Back to basics.
I think my struggle was in the beginning is just quieting the mind. I feel like for me, my mind is on all the time, and I don't know how to shut it off, and I struggle with sleeping because of that. My mind is always just racing. And after a while, I kind of got it to slow down and not be so at 1,000. So I got it to like go down a little bit and just calm down because I can be very anxious. So it was helpful just to like calm down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And breathing helps.
Breathing does help.
Yeah.
Very good. Maureen, what went on with you during your retreat?
Well, today, I have kind of a jumble morning, making 3 different breakfasts. So I just I calm myself down because, making breakfast, it's just, it's Sunday, so we have a big breakfast. And I'm saying, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this.
You made 3 breakfasts because you're making breakfast for your father and your 3 grandsons?
No, just my 3 boys. I didn't get to see Dad today. He's not walking well today. So that was on my mind. But I went to church and brought the boys. They always come with me. And the preacher said one thing that really struck me. It's when Jesus says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And today, the priest stood up and said, the second way, what he meant, I don't know if you know what JC means, but he said, love your neighbor as I love you. So I'm thinking that's a big step. That's a real big step. Because as I'm driving there, this idiot's cutting me off, pulling in front, pulling out, and I get very verbal, and I cuss, and I stop myself this time. So I'm not going to say any bad words in front of the kids,
Right.
and that kind of was a good feeling. So I controlled that, and by the time I got there and I heard these words, I had to think about it a long time, which is unconditional love. And I don't think I can give everybody unconditional love. I can treat them nicely, hold the door, like a guy slammed the door in my face the other day, and I almost said asshole out loud. And he kept walking. I feel like saying, you there, stupid, walking away. But it's, like you said, control. What I think I say, and I can't do that. I've got to really watch myself. After 70 years, I realized that I can hurt people's feelings. Maybe he had a bad morning. Maybe his wife left him or his dog died or somebody cut him off in the road, So it's just kind of like Leticia says too. The brain is moving at like 1,000 miles an hour and you're kind of just in this whirlwind. So as I was cooking, I'll go back to the cooking experience. I just started breathing, deep breaths. You're making scrambled eggs, you're making sausage. One kid wants oatmeal, and somebody wants fried eggs. So I do it all, but I enjoyed it because I calmed myself down. Wasn't a chore like, oh shit, why do I have to, with 3 little boys, not little, but 13, 12, and 11, I've got to feed them and I've got to do it with love and make it pretty. I like pretty. So, and that was difficult this morning, but I overcame it. I didn't walk. It was just heck. I went to the grocery store. To me, that was my exercise because I haven't really shopped by myself in a long time because of my broken arm. So I really made an effort and I took my time and calming the mind. That's hard to do. Meditation, I can go about 3 minutes, but then I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that, and it's hard. You got to bring yourself back to the present, not what you're going to do or what you did do or what you're going to do Monday. It's just the calming.
So Maureen, did you have any success with any of the meditation techniques? Because we
outside, yeah.
No glow visualization and I Spirit and a couple others.
Well, yeah, because I went to that spot we have in our apartment complex, it's all the trees. And I sat there because I was going to get the mail. See, I have to do everything as I meditate, then I'm sitting there with my mailbox keys, going to the mail. But I did spend time there and just listening to the birds. We have a lot of birds because we got a lot of oak trees. So we have a lot of birds chirping. And off in the distance, you know what I heard? And I have a woodpecker.
Ooh.
And I haven't heard that since I left Oregon.
Yeah.
So I was really like, did you come to say hi? I heard him. He was doing one of the oak trees. So it was pleasant, a little humid today, so I didn't stay out too long. But that's my meditation. I visualize myself on a beach, just laying in a hammock, looking at the ocean, walking on the beach, trying to close my eyes and just see my most favorite spot in the world, which of course is the ocean. I swear I evolved from the ocean. So very nice and peaceful.
Well, sounds good. Thank you so much, Maureen, for sharing that. I wanted to share about my retreat. I had last night before bed envisioned that it was going to be difficult to take a 4-hour break from my normal Sunday morning, get up and do chores, check everything off the list. And I thought about, I had this one task that was really important, and I'm going to do that first and then do the retreat. And I thought, Lucky, really? Everyone in the retreat, telling them, get up and start the retreat, and you're not going to do it? Okay. So that's one of the reasons I love these retreats and love working with my life coaching clients and running master classes, because then I'm held responsible. You all are keeping me accountable, because if I'm telling you to do it, I better do it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
It just started my first meditation. I followed the suggestion of doing that kind of meditation, the snow globe, where you shake up the snow globe and your thoughts.
Oh, yes.
The snow settles down and your thoughts settle down. And they did. And then it morphed into sand, because it's here, Maui, and it's warm and there's not really snow, but I've seen snow globes that have sand in them instead. So then I visualized that. So that helped draw me in a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Something that turned out better than I had thought it would be was I kept track of my put downs, because I am adept at putting myself down, and it's such a I grew up with low self-esteem. My parents had low self-esteem, and I learned that from them, and I've been working for years on becoming more confident and self-love, and but I still, that's my go-to. That's my mind chatter. Whatever you're doing, you're taking too long. You need to finish that. Should have been done with that 10 minutes ago, so you can move on to the next task. And I do finish it. Not quite good enough. And you're going to move on to the next task, and that's not going to be good enough either, but you better hurry.
Right.
So today I decided I was going to write down any put downs and say them out loud and really register. And I had this notebook, and I thought, I'm going to fill up all the pages. But I caught the first couple, and then my first one was that my mind chatter told me that I was not going to meditate for long enough, because the minimum for the suggestion for the retreat today was to meditate at the top of every hour for 5 minutes or longer. And I usually meditate for 10 minutes, or that's my usual goal. And I thought, well, I'll just meditate for 10 minutes at the top of every hour, and that'll be more, because I usually meditate 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening,
Right.
On the days when I'm willing and able to do that. And I thought, well, so I ended up meditating for 10-minute segments 3 times. But even before I sat down, I thought that mind chatter said, you're not going to end up meditating for long enough. And then even if you do hit that goal of 10 minutes each time, you're still going to screw something up. You're going to be thinking the whole time. So as soon as I got done with meditation, I wrote it down and I said it out loud. This is what I'm saying to myself. Is it true? Cancel, cancel, delete, delete. This is not actually true. This is just a thought that comes in, bless you, and let it go. And then there was really just only one other thing that I wrote down. I had planned a nourishing meal, and I ate a little something extra that wasn't on my food plan for the day. And then my stomach got a little bit upset for a while from that. And then I thought, see, you're feeling sick to your stomach and it's your fault. And I thought, okay, apparently it is my fault. Sometimes my stomach hurts even when I eat perfectly, but either way, I forgive myself and let's move on. And that's not beat yourself up the whole day, you know?
Right.
So that felt good, just to really focus on paying attention to the thoughts that are coming in.
Yes.
Negativity, and not fighting it, just, oh, there's a negative thought. Okay, is that true? No, or maybe it is a little bit true, and I forgive myself anyway, and then I move on.
Right. That's true. That's what I was thinking of, beating yourself up. I've read a lot of things, and we are our worst critic. And women are. I think us as females, not if there was a guy in the group, I wouldn't say this, but we self-criticize, you know. And I think that if I'm not saying we, but if I become more intense spiritually and letting things go and following what I want to do, which is calm my mind and kind of get rid of, I can't get rid of grief, but I can put it where it's supposed to be, you know, and I think, so I'm still kind of iffy about that, but I am my own self's worst critic, and I've just let go of that today. just today. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I'll try, but just for today, I didn't criticize myself. I went to the grocery store and I picked up.
We're doing a victory dance here.
You know, so just for today. If I can do it just for today, I'm okay. And tomorrow, I'm not even thinking about it. We'll take minute by minute or day by day.
And whatever we practice, we get better at. So at Wellness with Lucky, we practice using tools to honor ourselves and to celebrate our victories. And whatever we practice, practice a little bit every day, we get better at it.
Yes. I haven't thought about my weight today. I haven't thought about sugars or anything. I've just been concentrating on who I am. I'm 70 and I'm still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So I'm kind of like
hallelujah, you're like a child. You have
I'm a child. Yeah.
Possibilities.
Yep. And so, but just for today, I did okay. I did well. I'm not saying okay because that's kind of negative in a way. I'm saying I did well for myself today. Yeah.
There you go.
I went to Walmart and got a dress, and I like it, and it's cool. That's one thing I did do.
I was going to say, that sounds like a good takeaway, Maureen, that you focused on who you are and acceptance of yourself just for today, not trying to get this down pat and then I'm set for the rest of my life and worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. But you did it. We did it today, and that's the moment we have is right now.
Right now, absolutely.
Leticia, do you have a takeaway that worked for you, or something that you're going to continue working on, or something that
so I want to do more meditation, because I used to do it a lot in the past, but like as we get busy, you're just like, I'll do it later, and then it happens. So I want to try to do it more consistently and journal more. I used to journal a lot when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I noticed that I put it off, or I'm afraid to say what I want to say, even though I know no one else is going to read it. It's just for me. But like I hold myself back from doing that and like going in my head. And in the past, it wasn't a problem. It was just like I could write for pages and pages and I would feel better. But now it's like, ooh, do I really want to go there? To really see what it is I'm thinking or what I'm feeling that day or whatever.
Did you spend some time in your retreat today journaling?
A little bit, yeah. And so I had a lot of aha moments, because that's when it happens for me. I'm a big processor when it comes to writing.
You're a writer.
So I'm a writer. So I had a lot of aha moments. So my boyfriend is actually in the military and he's gone. So before, it was really hard for me when he was gone. And I would always be very sad. I'm like, oh, he's gone. What am I going to do because he's gone? Or I was just sad all the time, or I would worry like, oh, what if something happens to him and all these things. But, we've been together for a while now, so we've talked through everything. So like, I feel better when he's gone and I'm not freaking out like, oh, he's going to die or something, or, whatever can happen. But so that's what I was like writing about today, that I feel better about like his military career. And like, even though he's gone, it doesn't mean like I can't do whatever it is that I want to do or work towards something. Like my life doesn't stop because he's gone.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yay.
You've been doing the inner work and you've worked towards this, and you're to this point, and I'm so glad that you have some takeaways you're gonna incorporate in your daily life, some journaling and meditation. And I don't know what your routine is, but I generally suggest to people, if you can, establish a spiritual practice in the morning. So you get out of bed, kind of the minimum of whatever you need to do to wake up and get ready, and then sit your butt down and meditate, and then journal. And it can be, as we say on the island, small kind. It can just be meditate for 3 minutes and journal for 5 minutes. And then when you think, I don't have time, really? You don't have time for 8 minutes? Okay, we'll do 1 minute and 2 minutes. That's 3 minutes. So it's not even so much, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes and journal for 20 minutes. That's a half hour chunk. It's a lot of just the daily. Just do it. Even if it's short, and you just, even if journaling's just a bullet list of your fears or gratitude list, or that you do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I want to go back to that. So I used to be good at journaling. Now I'm just like, it happens when I remember.
I'm terrible. No. I'm bad. That's got to be one of my goals, to journal, because I think I'd feel better. But, being a teacher for so many years, you just like, really, do I have to do this?
Homework. Teachers got some homework.
I know. So I do have to do some things, I don't have a problem with it. It's just that, it's good to journal. I know it is, and I don't do it. So I'm going to put that on my goals, one of my goals. I mean, it's not like I don't have any notebooks here, with 3 boys, I got notebooks. So I just got to really put it next to my bed and journal. I do.
Yeah.
I'm bad at it. So, yeah, you gave me a little incentive.
Even a paragraph, just write down stuff. You get to a paragraph, you feel like quitting, quit. And then sometimes we get going and we fill up a bunch of pages. But either way, it's something. Just a little bit every day to nourish ourselves. And to really
Yes.
Right. Another takeaway that I had was, like I grew up having low self-esteem because I was a professional ballerina growing up. And I always got a lot of grief that I wasn't the ideal body type for a ballerina, but like I was still hired as a ballerina and I was one of the best ones, but eventually I got pulled because I didn't look, I wasn't tall. Like I'm only 5 feet tall. So like I didn't have the ideal body, and like I'm curvy and I have the boobs, and the typical ballerina doesn't. And so it affected me a long time, on my self-esteem and my self-confidence, like, I don't look a certain way, so that means I'm not pretty, or like no one will like me because I don't look like this other person or whatever. And although I'm almost 32, like I've gotten better to thinking that I'm pretty, which is hard, but slowly I've gotten there. But it stayed in my head for a long time because I did that for many years. And it's when you're young and you don't really know anything. So it was rough.
Yes, that's true.
Well, I'm glad you're cognizant of that is something that happened and affected you a lot, and you're doing work around it. And that can be your spiritual practice. That can be something that you journal on and you meditate about. And I don't know if you have a spiritual connection with the higher power, but you don't have to do this alone. You can ask God or the spirit of the universe or whoever, higher, whatever you call your higher power. I've been making progress on this, building up my self-esteem, and realize I have value no matter how I look, and freaking I am beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. We all are.
But God help me, whatever thoughts that you want me to think, or if you want me to journal on a certain way, or dress a certain way, or volunteer for some shelter that's going to help women, whatever, just like God open up the path for complete healing, because I've made progress, but I'm ready to be all the way 100% feel awesome about myself.
Yeah. And I think what's harder for me is when someone tells me like I look good in my dress or in my shirt or whatever, and sometimes I'm just like, okay. Like I don't know how to say thank you, or like they know that they mean it, it's not like just accepting a compliment can be hard and awkward for me.
Well, that's your new practice. Anyone compliments you, all you need to do is say thank you.
Smile.
Thank you.
And smile and giggle.
It takes practice.
It does.
Yeah. But you're realizing, that's an issue, and sounds like you're open to changing it. So good.
So those were my big moments for today.
Good. Good.
Good moments. Good moments.
Well, I thank you, ladies, for joining the retreat at your own location and doing the Zoom calls. And I did send you blessings when I was meditating today. I thought of, and there's a couple other ladies that participated that aren't on the Zoom calls. So I just send you all blessings, and I'm so glad that you're blessing my life, because I've done this retreat on my own without any people that are joining me, and it's fine, but I really like your company.
Yeah. We can all learn from each other, and that's
Yes.
the fun part.
And that's right. Absolutely.
I'm gonna close in a prayer, if that is okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Dear God, we thank you for our time that we spent today in self-care, because you have blessed us with so many blessings in our bodies and our minds and our spirits. And we thank you for the time to honor ourselves and honor each other. And we pray that you go with us in this day. Amen.
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 All right. Love you both.
Love
too.
you, Lucky.
Another retreat coming up in a couple of months. I'll email you about that when I pick the date.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, we'll be ready, right, Leticia?
Yes, we'll be ready.
We'll be ready.
Let's stay in touch, because I'd love to hear how those aha moments work into your daily schedule.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
We'll be in touch.
All right. Okay. Aloha. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everyone.
Adios.
Adios.